Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm vertical today. I got a new phone holder for the car. It is magnetic, so it sucks. It falls off a lot, and it's like there's grippy pads that clip onto the air vent, and when it gets hot, they just melt off and start to slide. Very poorly made. Not sure why they even bothered. But yeah, I got a story, kind of. Met a guy while I was doing delivery, still doing delivery, an older gentleman, almost 60, he said, and he told me his story, and I told him my story of working jobs, and by the way, I still haven't found a job, because I haven't found anything that's worth the mental anguish that a job provides you with. I don't know. And then a lot of them also require associate's degree and bachelor's degree to like be a manager at Rite Aid. Like really? That's so stupid. Who has their associate's and bachelor's degree? Like, oh boy, I want to be a manager at Rite Aid. That's their dream. It's like, come on, get real, guys. I don't know. They just got the bar so high now. Like that's just the baseline. It's like bachelor's degree is like having a high school diploma. It's stupid. I don't know. It's probably just to really just check how good of a drone you are, really, and how good you are at doing menial, pointless tasks for long periods of time. They need to make sure that you're real good at that. No, I don't know. But this story is about a gentleman. I was just waiting in a restaurant for a long time. It was a friggin' fancy restaurant, notorious for being slow, but the payout was decent. And he was just telling his story, and at the end of the day, it's about corporations just having no loyalty to their employees at all. Like, that's gone, it's out the window. Like, duh, old news, right? Everyone knows that. Supposedly everyone knows that. I think there's plenty of people who don't or haven't really experienced that, then they wouldn't really understand. But this is something I talk about often here on this channel, is that just there seems to be like no loyalty, and just if you're just a worker and you have no skills, you're just disposable at the end of the day, and it's just a reality. And I'm still trying to figure out a solution, and ultimately I think the solution is finding some sort of skill, but it's hard to do that when you don't make enough money to acquire that skill, and you still have bills coming in and unknown variables popping up in life. And then if you actually get a job that does pay enough money, they're gonna make sure that job absorbs your entire life. That's been in my experience. But yeah, onto the story right here. The story. It's a quick one, nothing crazy. Basically, we were both waiting for our orders. He comes over to walk to me, recognizes that I'm also a delivery driver, and he says, "Been busy, today." I'm like, it's been okay, doing multi-apping and all that, and just got to start talking about I think I asked him, like, well, do you work other than this? And he's like, yeah, kinda. They cut down my hours to like 2 hours or whatever a week. And I'm like, what? Like, really? What do you do? And he's like, well, I actually set up, I've been doing it for 5 years, he said, setting up grocery store displays just kind of all over, just helping out stores with that. And yeah, he's been doing it for 5 years. And I said, oh, what's the story? Why are they cutting your hours down so low? And it's like, well, with the minimum wage going up to where it was getting around 15. This is a couple of years ago, I think, where it was getting around $15 an hour where I live. He actually kind of caused a fuss. Well, not really a fuss. He just called his manager and said, like, hey, the new people you're hiring on are making the same amount as I am. And I feel as though that's not right. And they basically just said, oh, it's not time for your review yet, so go take that and leave and keep doing the work. And so after that, he said, yeah, they just started cutting my hours week by week, and now I'm down to like 2, which isn't even enough. So he's almost 60, and he's he's just still doing food delivery, and that's gonna be, I feel like that's gonna be a lot of us if we don't figure out something quick. The clock's ticking, you know. And so, man, I was just like, I told him my experience with the last place I worked, and I was like, man, they had me doing everything all crazy. Like, I had 3 different job titles, and it's like, and at the end of the day, it's like you're still just replaceable and not valued. And it just seems to be the consistent theme these days with workers. I mean, I feel like years ago there used to be some moral, I don't know, contract between the worker and the owner of the company, where it's like, you take care of me and we'll take care of you. And that ain't happening. It really seems like that's not happening, unless you're super lucky and you get it on something. But if you're super lucky, you're probably not watching this video. And I know this opinion is shared by many. So yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. It's like, what should he have done to try and avoid that? You know, I mean, there's probably life choices that led up to that. But honestly, that seems like a pretty standard story. It's like, what did he do wrong? He committed 5 years to a company. And it's like, well, maybe there were some red flags along the way. You know, maybe they gave him a few raises at the start. I don't know. Maybe they got consistent raises. Maybe after 5 years, if you haven't gotten one, maybe that's your sign, you know? So, I mean, he probably had to have gotten raises to be continuing working there. But anyway, yeah, he was just saying, like, to his manager, it's like, you know, you're hiring on these new people and they're going to be making the same amount. And yeah, it just doesn't seem fair. And it's like, well, it's not time for your review. And then they just cut his hours. So it's like, that's the response for when you speak up for yourself too in these companies. You can't speak up for yourself. I tried. It was literally met with them choosing not to understand where you're coming from. And I think I told a story about that in my last video, where we had like appointments. Basically I was working 7 days a week, which isn't, you know, whatever. It's bad, but it's like not too abnormal. But I'd have to drive to the store. Well, not technically 7 days a week. It was for an appointment that would last like 30 minutes to an hour. And I had to get ready. It takes 30 minutes, drive to the place, you know, 30 minutes, help the person out, and then for like 30 minutes or whatever, and then that's it, and then I leave. And so the whole operation takes like 3 hours, but I'm only getting paid for like a half an hour. And I told my manager that, but he chose not to care. They didn't understand how that was not worth it for the employee. And it's just corporate greed. It's out of control. It is just out of control. But I do understand it. This guy's position is like, okay, who can set up store displays? Anybody. So you got to make yourself valuable. And if you just don't have aspirations like that, or you just don't have the mind for that, or don't care, it's like, well, what are you supposed to do? Like, you're just screwed, and you're just going to be poor. And everyone's okay with that. Everyone's okay with it. You know, and I guess that's just the system we live in, where, you know, if you're just not capable or competent, you're screwed. You're probably gonna live on the streets. It's terrible. It seems terrible to me. I don't know what other system works. I mean, it's been working pretty well for a long time, but now it seems that there's just so much greed in the corporations, and they're reporting record high profits. Meanwhile, all their employees are struggling, and all the prices of everything are going up. It's like, put the pieces together, you know? It's like, makes me feel like they know something we don't, like the world's gonna end and they're trying to get all the money they can to survive it. I don't know. Oh boy, well, let me know what you guys think. I get my crazy ramblings. I don't know. It's just kind of makes me think, like, well, what am I supposed to do? I met another guy today who was doing delivery at some barbecue place. Nice guy. And he said, why would I do anything else? Why would I do anything else other than delivery? It's like, jobs suck. Like, they suck. And he's like, I don't want to listen to a manager. I don't want to listen to anybody. It's like, man, I'm totally with you. Like, why? This pays sometimes, like, just pretty decent. I mean, you generally get around $20 an hour at the lowest. You know, if you're going out at the busy times, then, you know, you're kind of set. You do have to put some hustle into it now. It used to be way easier. But he said that he was just doing DoorDash, and he was doing well. So you know, it's just weird. It's just weird out there. It just, in my opinion, it just doesn't feel worth it to do just a regular job, unless I find some unicorn, you know, magic job that's just easy and it pays a lot. I don't know, everything else that pays like $20, $25 an hour, it's just not worth it where I'm at. It's like, you got to be making at least 30 to be comfortable. To actually get anywhere right now, yeah, you got to be making like 30. It's stupid. You know where I can make 30? Doing DoorDash, Uber, Spark, all stacked together. That's where I can make it. It's just not consistent. But, so, I don't know. I'd rather do that and have hit or miss stuff than have a slave like, oh, you got to be here for 8 hours and you're only going to get this amount, and you know, we're going to treat you like shit the whole time. And you're going to be bottom of the totem pole and just a lesser human being because, you know, you're our employee, which doesn't make any damn sense. It's just stupid. People want to be better than other people. And it's like, that's what you find in workplaces, like just hierarchies. And it's just bullshit. It's like, we're all people, man. We're all the same. It's, if you think you're better because you make more money, it's just stupid. It's just, people do that though. It's trashy. I don't know. There's probably a lot I don't understand about things, but I don't know. Just sue me, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh boy. Well, I hope this rant was worth it. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you later. I'll add something to the video if something else comes up. It's generally hard to capture all my thoughts. I just do these off the handle, so that's why they're kind of crazy. But let me know what you think. Peace.